the anniversary of the first time an American president took the oath of office. And an event honoring George Washington is also bringing together big names in politics and the evangelical community and a national celebration of prayer. Since our founding in 1776, the United States has only known 44 presidents, from Barack Obama to George Washington. And arguably, few have had a more lasting impact than the country's first, a Revolutionary War hero who served as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army and a man who's revered as the father of the nation. All over the Capitol, George Washington's legacy is apparent in monuments and statues. The city's even his namesake. But for the organizer of an upcoming event honoring the country's first president, Washington was more than a founding father. He set many precedents, none more important, he says, than a public profession of faith in a divine God.
After being sworn in there at Federal Hall, he placed his hand upon an open Bible and he pledged an oath before God and the nation to uphold the Constitution.
George Washington, immediately after he took the oath of office under the Constitution, leaned down, picked up his Bible, and kissed the Bible. From there, he invited his vice president, his cabinet to follow him.
They walked down the street to St. Paul's Chapel, where they had divine services, and there in that service, America was dedicated to God.
This year marks the 225th anniversary of Washington's first inauguration, which will be commemorated by a prayer event in the U.S. Capitol. Minnesota Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann is this year's congressional host.
It's an overlooked day, but we are not going to overlook it. This is a seminal moment, and we as members of Congress are inviting the nation to come back and remember this very great man, more importantly, what he did. He dedicated our nation to the glory of God. Now, in its third year,
Washington, a man of prayer, brings together members of the House and Senate to pray for the nation and its leaders. CBN News interviewed the event's founder at Washington's historic Mount Vernon home.
And it is our hopes and desires that having this event, Washington, a Man of Prayer, on May 7th, will bring attention to the fact that not only was our nation founded upon the principles of God's Word, but it was also a moment for all men around the world, because for the last 225 years, men from all nations, all creeds, all colors have desired to come to America.
The event, emceed by former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, is only for members of Congress. But this year, the prayer will be beamed into homes and churches on the Daystar television network. It will also be available on a live webcast, inviting Americans to join with the prayers of their leaders for America to return to its Christian heritage.
700 million homes have access to their viewing, and we are just trusting God that He will allow the world to see members of the Senate, members of the House, noted Christian leaders acknowledge George Washington as a man of faith, a man of prayer.
And you can watch Washington, a Man of Prayer. It will air next Wednesday, May 7th from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the Daystar Television Network, and you can see it online at cbn.com.